you have a request, I suppose, Paul, because you asked Julie, our sports producer, that you had said you wanted to start with a clip that we played on the movie slot last Thursday.
Yeah, a clip from Hannah and Her Sisters featuring Mickey, Woody Allen, the hypochondriac TV producer. You have it, have you?
We do.
Can we play it?
We'll play it.
Okay.
What do you mean you're quitting? Why? The news is good. You don't have kids. The thing.
Do you realize what a thread we're all hanging by?
Mickey, you're off the hook. You should be celebrating.
Can you understand how meaningless everything is? Everything I'm talking about. Our lives, the show, the whole world, it's meaningless.
Yeah, but you're not dying.
No, I'm not dying now, but you know, when I ran out of the hospital, I was so thrilled because they told me I was going to be all right. And I'm running down the street, and suddenly I stopped because it hit me. All right, so I'm not going to go today. I'm okay. I'm not going to go tomorrow. But eventually, I'm going to be in that position.
You're just realizing this now?
No, I don't realize it now. I know it all the time, but I managed to stick it in the back of my mind because it's a very horrible thing to think about. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you a secret?
Yes, please.
A week ago, I bought a rifle. I went to the store, I bought a rifle. I was going to, if they told me that I had a tumor, I was going to kill myself. The only thing that might have stopped me, is my parents would be devastated. I would have had to shoot them also first. And then I have an aunt and uncle. It would have been a bloodbath.
Paul Kimmage, you better explain the significance of that to me, why you wanted Woody Allen from Hannah and Her Sisters.
There are two versions, the short version and the slightly longer version. The short version is that I am Mickey, and the longer version, I'll give you the context of this. You may have been surprised last week when I came in here on Monday by the tone of my voice, an elation that's not normally associated with me, and that was due entirely to the fact that I'd spent the day before at the Dublin Kerry game and was reminded of the magic of sport. And I was bubbling when I came out of the game, like Woody running out of the hospital when he's found out he doesn't have cancer. He's absolutely thrilled by this. And I'm bubbling the next day, and I'm bubbling the day after that, and I go into work, and I'm walking through the streets, not far from here, and this guy runs out of a shop, and he says, "You're Paul?" Yeah, Paul Kimmage. Yeah, I've got something to tell you. I said, "Right, well, can we meet?" I said, "Yeah." So we arranged to meet. We meet the next day. And about an hour before we meet, he calls me. He says, "Look, I can't be seen in public with you. This could be really dangerous for me." I said, "Fine, well, I can come to your house." So I go to the house. And I go to this guy's house, and we sit down. And he opens this folder, and he tells me this amazing story that goes deep into the heart of Irish sport. And I'm sitting there listening to this for 3 hours. And I come out, and I get into my car, and I switch on the last word, and you're playing this clip with Woody Allen, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, this is me. and my bubble has been completely burst. I'm back to where I was the day before the Dublin game, when my life is just full of these stories that I'm wondering, will I ever get this into print, And I was reminded of it again yesterday.
Yeah, hold on, that story didn't appear in yesterday's Sunday Independent, did it?
No, it didn't. You see, this is the angst. This is the misery of it. I don't know. I mean, I could spend the rest of the year on that story alone, and I've got two more like it. I've got two whistleblowers that I'm working with at the moment on different stories, and I could spend a year on any of those three stories just trying to get them into print, and I may end up with nothing, right?
Why so?
Well, it's
legal
one thing,
reasons, is it?
Absolutely. Well, it's one thing being told something. It's another being able to stand it up in print, and you know that as a former editor, as well as anyone, you've got to be able to, well, first of all, you've got to be sure that when it comes to the crunch, your whistleblower is going to go on the record and is going to go into court with you, because that's ultimately what this always comes down to. But also you've got to be sure that what you're being told is true, and you've got to try and verify that, and you've got to go try to the people that are being accused, and it just gets really, really difficult. And the climate at the moment against whistleblowers, it's not conducive at all. It's never been as bad.
And sport, I suppose I could take it, is a bit like political life and business life and all the rest of it, and sort of corruption is there, and getting the stuff out into the open air is very difficult. But you do then, and I think this is the point where you're getting to, I suspect, have days like yesterday, which makes sport worthwhile.
I go yesterday and I'm walking to the ground, and I'm filled again with this amazing sense of peace and joy of, you see the jerseys that Tipperary people can Kenny people mingling outside the pubs, walking to the ground. I go inside, I take my seat at the press box. You're watching the minor game finishes. Siobhan Cassidy comes out and sings this Misha Erda song, and I'm sitting there spellbound listening to this, and bloody tears running down my face. I'm thinking, what a fool, you fool. What's wrong with you? You know, and then the national anthem comes on, and I feel this sense of Irishness that is completely irrational, that I'd never feel at any other time other than the All-Ireland final. I'm sitting there listening to the national anthem, and it's like this, wow, isn't it great to be Irish? You know, what a great country, and it's totally irrational. And I sit there, and then they wheel out the 91 team, they're all there in their lovely suits, and they look smashing, and they're all happy to be there. And you think, and then the game starts, and it's pure. It's absolutely pure and believable, and everything you dream about sport, everything you dreamt about as a kid is unfolding in front of you. You totally buy into this. There's none of the cynicism or the crap or the drugs or the doping that, you know, I've had all my life and 26 years now as a reporter dealing with. None of that. It's just sport and wonderful. And you get this fantastic match, and it finishes, and you go down underneath, and the press conference starts, and Mickey Ryan comes in, and he's, you know, gracious and humble in the feet, and we bring in Cody, and he's magnanimous and again humble and brilliant. And you think, wow, and you go outside, and I bump into Jerry Grogan, the stadium announcer, and we're walking back and we're talking about it, and wasn't it great? He says, yeah. And the nights are closing in, yeah, the nights it's September, yeah. Jeez, it'll be nearly over. Yeah, isn't it awful? And Woody Allen again.